Hi everyone, so I'm trying to do some book tags, getting back into the swing. So, the book facts tag that was going around YouTube quite a while back, and I believe at the time Lara might have tagged me. So, thanks Lara. And I'm going to try and answer these questions, so here we go. How many books are in your collection? Now this, I'm assuming, means books of all kinds, so we're not just talking fiction here. So all my nerdy, fantabulous books about film and animation and all kinds of things would be incorporated, so I'm thinking also including all the titles that are missing or being borrowed, maybe about 500. But that's a rough ballpark figure thing. I did try counting, but then I had to take into account an awful lot of books that aren't here, so yeah, I think maybe around 500-ish, maybe. Where am I? Question number 2. Books you haven't read that everyone else has. Even though I own the Mortal Instruments series, I've only read the first book in that series, so maybe that one. Also, I own all of the Forest of Hands and Teeth trilogy. I know it has another name, and I've yet to read all those. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of books that I own or that I'm going to get that I have not read. For a long time, obviously, it was The Hunger Games, but I've got that covered now, finally. I'm just thinking of really popular titles, but those are the two main ones that stand out to me at the moment. Oh, I would really love to get the Chaos Walking series, because I know that that's received some really, really positive reviews from people I respect, so I would love to read that one. I would love to read some classic dystopian stuff. I mean, I still haven't read Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, so I'd like to read that one. I mean, there's tons of books, obviously, but in terms of the really popular titles, yeah, it's just a few. Question 3. What book were you surprised to find that you hated? Ordinarily, if I'm really hating a book, I'll stop reading it. I wasn't surprised to find that I disliked a lot of elements in Wither, for example, because I knew that was going to happen. Some books that I think I might have had a bit more expectations regarding, and then I was disappointed by. Fury by Elizabeth Miles, because I thought, you know, it was a slightly different Greek mythology retelling than what the others have been. You know, there was no Hades and Persephone, which was nice. But that let me down. Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi, it was mainly just the writing style more so than the plot and stuff that I was disappointed by. So yeah, those are two ones that stand out in YA in particular. Yeah, those are, oh, and Going Bovine by Libba Bray. I appreciate it a lot more now, but at the time I didn't enjoy it very much whilst reading it, and that was a letdown because it was the first non-fantasy-ish title of hers that I read, so, and I was anticipating it greatly because it was such a crazy concept and it was Libba being nuts. Yeah, I remember at the time not liking it very much, but I think more in retrospect now I can say it's still a good read. Question number 4. What book has a super shocker ending? I'm not usually that shocked by endings, not because I'm all-knowing and I predict things well, but it takes a lot, I guess, to shock me. Some books that have still managed to get me emotionally would include the 4th book in the Albert Newton Chronicles, which is The Keeping Place. Stuff towards the end of that book was a big freaking deal. The same with Iona, the 2nd book in the Iona duology. It just emotionally, lots of impact there. Also Letters from the Inside by John Marsden. The twist in that was sort of alluded to a lot in the book, but it was still very gripping. And I was surprised by plenty of stuff, obviously, in the Harry Potter series, but the end and revelations made in Book 3, so Prisoner of Azkaban, those kind of took me by surprise a little bit. Favourite genre, easily fantasy, hands down, especially high fantasy, if it's well written. High fantasy for the win. Question number 6. What book can't you wait to come out? I wrote that question down very poorly. I'm very excited. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know what its title is because I do not check these things out before making videos, but I'm assuming there's going to be a trilogy. Braden, you would know this and you'll be pulling me up on it, I know, my ignorance. But the 3rd book in the Killer Unicorn series, very excited for that whenever it comes out because I bloody love that series. And I've still got to read books 5 and 6 in the Albert Newton Chronicles, but The Sending, book 6 is out, so I really want to read that. Yeah, those are two books in particular that I'm very excited for. Excuse me. Where am I? Favourite characters. Plenty of them. Anne Shirley, obviously, from Anne of Green Gables, Jo March from Little Women, Harry, clearly from Harry Potter, but especially Hermione Granger and Luna Lovegood, my two favourite gals. Astrid Llewellyn from the Killer Unicorn series, Gemma Doyle from the Gemma Doyle trilogy, and I quite liked Lola from Lola and the Boy Next Door. There were lots of characters I liked in the Wicked Lovely series. Lots of nice people. Oh, Katza and Poe in Graceling. I liked both of them, which is rare because I don't usually like my males, which leads into least favourite character often is the romantic hero in young adult fiction, especially paranormal romances, because they're almost always arrogant, popular, really, really good looking, really charismatic, really aloof, really tormented, douchebag arsehole people. So people like Jace from the Mortal Instruments series, and both Edward and Jacob from the Twilight Saga. Anyone who follows in that vein, and that's an awful lot of people, tend to meet that criteria for me. But I don't mean to sound as though I'm just discriminating against male characters. It just happens to usually be them that I get pissed off by. But there's been plenty of female characters I don't like as well. M in Fury by Elizabeth Miles, the main female protagonist, I really, really disliked her. She really pissed me off. Favourite book. I suck at listing favourites. So there's plenty of titles I love. And you guys have heard all of them before. So, you know, obviously Harry and Anne and Little Women, and lots of classics. I love me plenty of Austen and all the Brontes, and of the Newton Chronicles and Killer Unicorn series and Gemma Doyle trilogy, and all the, you've heard these titles before. Random things I can think of, though. I love The Little Girl Who Was Too Fond of Match. It's a French-Canadian title. I cannot pronounce the author's name, but hunt that down. It's really freaky and really beautiful and really, really haunting. I highly recommend that book. A Certain Flame of Light by Laura Whitcomb, which is getting a sequel, and I didn't think it warranted a sequel, but apparently it's getting one, so that's pretty cool. Those are just some random titles that are springing to mind. The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield, very cool book. Yeah, just a few titles there, but you know all my favourite series and stuff, so I've listed those. So that was the book facts tag, and if you haven't done that, please feel free to do so. I tag you.